Thank you, Tom. And thank you all for showing up to hear facts and figures and things like that. You know, we are very adept in the upstate at turning vision into reality. I think all of us sitting here, if we are elected officials, we can't really take credit for the hard work because it's those people we represent that actually do that. But we do have to acknowledge that unless you were here 30 years ago, we have all inherited a very, the fruits of the vision of people from then. We have something of a responsibility to maintain and further that. So as Rick Danner often says in Greer, if you look around here, all of this is not a mistake, it's not luck, it's hard work, it's vision, and it's our responsibility to continue that. Part of our responsibility in Columbia is providing the basic structure for economic growth, and the very basic structure of that is infrastructure, it's roads. And that is fundamental to what we're trying to achieve up here as far as economic growth goes. So I guess it was a couple of years ago, I proposed a gas tax bill, along with some other tax reform bills that we were working on in Ways and Means with Brian that eventually passed. But sort of on my own, as a test case, I was curious what would happen because I was told, oh, you don't want to do that, that's political suicide. Well, the good news is, here we are 2 or 3 years later, and we've got several bills in play addressing revenue for roads with probably 80 to 100 co-sponsors spread across those bills. So the message has been heard loud and clear in Columbia that something needs to be done. I hear it every day. We finished budget debate last week. I sent out an update about it, and all the emails I got back was, well, we don't really care about that. What are you doing about the roads? Well, we're doing something about the roads. I'm very positive about the fact that Mike is here with a bill. We have a transportation study committee that was bipartisan that Ryan, I think, may talk about. And then I'm on a bill that was originally proposed, the ideas were proposed by the governor, and I decided after much contemplation that there was some opportunities in there in vision that we could put forth and achieve maybe even further things other than just raising a gas tax. Because the components of that bill are very simple. It's really just a framework. It's DOT restructuring, which consists of moving the responsibility for the Department of Transportation from sort of a hybrid approach now where you have commissioners and the governor over to her solely as a cabinet level position, which makes the most sense to me because frankly, you know, I can't say that we've done a great job managing DOT in the last few years. I mean, I think if you go back maybe 30 years ago to the days of Vern Smith when he was able to, well, help accomplish what we're sitting in right now, local representatives and senators had more control. I don't see that we have that now. So we need to be able to point our finger at one person and say, okay, you want the responsibility, you've got it. Now, when people call us complaining, we're going to give them your number, and they can call you. Plus, I think, you know, having the responsibility for reform needs to rest with one person. So that I found attractive in her proposals. The second part of it was raising the gas tax by 10 cents. Now, to have a Republican governor propose a gas tax increase is remarkable. It's an opportunity that you don't often get. Even if you go back to 1987 to our last gas tax increase with Carroll Campbell, even he didn't come out for it. He may have signed it in the end, but he certainly didn't come out in front of it and propose it. So to have her do that, I thought was a good opportunity for us to take advantage of. I mean, take her at her word, call her bluff. However you want to call it, let's use it. The third part of it was something that's sort of close to my heart, is overall tax reform. And that gets back to turning vision into reality. Anytime you fool around with the tax code, people don't like it. Because for every person you save money, there's going to be a person that's hurt on an individual basis. And that's just reality. But if you believe that our tax structure should be broad and fair with low rates, which I believe is attractive to industry, is attractive to recruiting people to move to this state, then you have to have something to motivate legislators to vote for that. And we discovered that the hard way several years ago when we had the tax reform bills that made it through the House but not through the Senate. I've always viewed the gas tax as being the catalyst to achieve further reforms. So when the governor said, we need to take a look at the income tax structure, that hit with me especially because currently about 40% of the people who file a return in the state don't pay any income tax. So you have a fairly narrow group of people that, the $3+ billion a year that we receive in as income tax revenue, it rests on the shoulders of a fairly narrow group of people. And those people, to my knowledge, haven't had a break recently, at least in maybe the last decade. So when she came out and said, okay, I want to drop the top two rates from 7 down to 5 and move the entire bracket structure downward, so it's not just a cut to the top people, but it's a cut to everybody that's working. That attracted me. The other thing that attracted me about that was, this is what North Carolina's done. And from a competitive viewpoint, both in trying to recruit business and trying to recruit people, workers, especially higher paid workers that we really would like to come in, that was attractive also. So her proposal as a framework to start with, I thought was a good basis. Now, I'm under no illusion that any of these bills proposed will make it through in their current form, because my expectation is that a lot more needs to be added to these things. I think Mike's bill's got some good points to it. I think the ad hoc transportation committee's bill's got some good points to it. There's parts of both I don't agree with, but that's the legislative process. So again, the good news is that we're sitting up here, 3 of us instead of 1, talking about this problem. Thank you.